Welcome back tonight. So, I only have a few minutes. It's Valentine's Day, so we're going to jump into a few things that we want to talk about tonight. So, we're going to talk about trends right now that I think you need to be watching out for this year as you head out onto the water. And if you've been, watching any of the recent events, you can probably pick up on a few of these. And one that's really making a comeback, and you probably picked up on it at Lake Eufaula, the St. John's, was the spinnerbait. Spinnerbait's definitely making a comeback. Jacob Miller won on it. Alton Jones, fourth at Lake Eufaula. Takahiro Omori, 7th. Adrian Ravina, 10th. Buddy Gross got 11th at the St. John's. All fishing with spinnerbaits. And it's something that's kind of gone out of style, but something I think that's coming back. So I'd be on watch for that. It's, definitely something that you need to be looking out for. Number 2, stickbaits. They were really popular, and that's kind of faded away, but it is definitely coming back. And I think it might be a little bit of the fact that they were in Florida, but the St. John's was full of stickbaits. And that's kind of typical for, Florida fishing, but stickbaits are getting popular again, and it's something I don't think a lot of fish are seeing right now. Jerkbaits they're always popular. Bladed jigs right now are extremely popular. As a matter of fact, if you look at Lake Eufaula, the Sam Fernst Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit tournament, even the Bass Elite, all of them fishing bladed jigs. So bladed jigs really, really popular as well. Another bait that I think this year that as a trend that you're going to see really big is the Tokyo rig. John Cruz got 2nd on it. And I think that's going to be a major player that you're going to see a whole lot more this upcoming year. And then the final trend that I think you're really going to see this year is small crankbaits. Small crankbaits are already making a major comeback. John Cox, 1st place. Sam Rabin, Alt Defoe, throwing a small crankbait, got 3rd at Lake Eufaula. So, as we think about these, these trends, I think you'll really, really see the spinnerbait and the Tokyo rig out of all of them be dominant players this year on all of the circuits, on all the tours. So those are the trends that I think. I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop it down below. Let's talk about really quickly before I got to jump off of here. The MLF at Lake Eufaula. 2-pound minimum. I'll be honest. You guys know. You guys have heard me. I'm a bass guy. I always have been. Love BASS. Love Bassmaster Elite Series. I loved watching the MLF 2020 Stage 1. 2-pound minimum really made it a whole lot more exciting just as an angler watching it. And I think you're going to see this year with the flexible weights, MLF is probably going to draw some of the people that were not fans last year are going to come around this year. As a matter of fact, I really, really, really enjoyed the 2-pound minimum. It made it a whole lot more enjoyable to watch. It wasn't a dink fest. So as you head out this year, I think if you think about trends, number 1 is going to be a spinnerbait. I think that's going to be a huge player this upcoming year. Sinkos, I think that's going to be another huge player. Jerkbaits are going to be a big player this year. I really, really believe that. And it's already played at the St. John's. I mean, who would have thought you'd have been watching somebody catch fish on jerkbaits in the St. John's River? But you saw it. Bladed jig's been popular for the last 4 or 5 years. Tokyo rig is going to be huge this year. I really believe that. I think you're going to see that in small crankbaits. I think you're going to see a whole lot of small crankbaits this year. So, the Fritz side, Alt Defoe was using a flat-sided crankbait, a prototype that he's working on for Rapala. You saw the DT6s, the DT10s, they all played this past weekend. And I think you're going to see, in particular, the spinnerbait is going to be really big this year. I think that's a trend that's coming back. You're seeing a lot of pro anglers release spinnerbaits. It's something that I think a lot of the general public has forgotten about, and not as many people are throwing it anymore with the popularity of the chatterbaits and the bladed jigs, the thunder crickets. So that would be something for you guys to watch out as well. So anyway, guys, I know this has been a really short one, really short Fancast tonight. It's Valentine's Day. I really did not want to stay too long for tonight's video, just simply because it's Valentine's Day. I want to spend time with my family. But I think this year you're going to see the spinnerbait play. So if you're not throwing a spinnerbait, tie it on, start throwing it, because it's not being throwed as much as it has been. Think about fishing a tournament tomorrow. We've had a ton of rain here in East Tennessee. One of my local lakes shot up almost 10 feet, and then they dropped it back down 10 feet. So in a matter of like 4 days, my lake went up 10 feet and dropped 10 feet. Went out this afternoon to check that lake, because that's where the tournament's at tomorrow. About 1.5 feet of visibility. That's not great. That lake usually has about 2 feet. I think it's gonna be good. The water has warmed up a lot. I could tell that just by sticking my hand in the lake. I could tell it's a whole lot warmer than it has been lately. So anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed tonight's video. If you have, hit that like button, hit that subscription button. It's good to see Fishing with Tanner in here tonight, and catch you guys later. And tight lines, guys. Okay, go catch some fish. Let me know what you do, and watch these trends this upcoming year. I think you're going to see a spinnerbait this year and Tokyo rig. Those are my 2 takeaways. I think those are going to be it. So catch you guys later.